Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your encouragement. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. We're going to dive right into this. I've got to get this off of me. So, the last video, I talked about the reciprocal. So, if you have not seen it, go back and watch it. And this is a spinoff from that. So I'm gonna talk about the recipient of the reciprocal, and for the person that is the one doing most of the giving, where you're giving to that individual, to that person, is pretty much completely lopsided. Here's some things that you can look at or pay attention to early on before you get on down the road, and wind up, in the relationship or even to the point of marriage. And the same thing is still going on. This happens a lot. So here's something. Here's a couple of things to pay attention to. Do they sacrifice for you? Well, what do you mean by that? When it's your turn or your time and you need help, it doesn't even have to be anything major. It could be something simple. They're coming home from work. Hey, can you text them or call? Hey, can you stop and pick me up? Blase, skip, from this particular store or this particular restaurant. But no, I can't do it. I don't have time. And there's a consistency with that. When it's you asking, and you don't do it often. That's the thing. You don't do it often, but whenever you do, there's an excuse. If that's one of the things that's happening with you, pay attention to that. Here's the other thing. Are they willing to? And when I say this, I don't want you to take it the wrong way. Are they willing to serve you as you do them? Because it's right now for you, it's lopsided. It's completely lopsided. And there's a part of you, as I said before, there's a part of you that's okay with that because you are a giver and you're loyal and committed to what it is that you're trying to accomplish within the relationship, and more importantly, you're true to who you are. And that's why it's okay for you, and it doesn't bother you as it should, or as people have told you, girl, if I was you, I would stop. Man, if I was you, I wouldn't take that. It's because it's who you are. And truth being told, you're being taken advantage of. Because the person that's receiving what you give, and they're not, and it doesn't have to be, as I said before, it doesn't have to be to the degree that you give or in the same amount or the same measure. It doesn't have to be that. But meet me at some point. And there's a difficulty with that. If that is happening to you, and these are the things, you've got to pay attention to that. If they can't on occasion, it doesn't have to be all the time. If they can't sacrifice for you the same way that you do for them, even though it's normal and natural for you, you can't get that back at some point, and there's always or typically an excuse why they can't, then you need to start giving to yourself. Pull some of that back and give you back to you. And I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to. Here's something, and I'm saying all of this because I've been that person. I've been the giver. I've been, the one that it wasn't being reciprocated back to me. I've been that guy for a long time, off and on over the years. And here's something I had to make a conscious decision to do. And this will help somebody. I stopped. I can't give you a date or, even a specific time, but I came to the understanding, okay, dude, enough is enough. And I stopped doing for others within relationships what I've always done, because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is I'm left holding the bag, and I'm still single, and I'm okay with that. But here's what I had to do. Instead of giving to the relationships like I always have in times past, I took all of that energy and I put that back into me. And what does that look like now? Simply put, this is why I've invested my time and my energies and my efforts into doing Simply Put the way that I have, because I've made a conscious decision to pour all of that time and all of that energy back into me and who I am and what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I am building myself. Does it mean I'm selfish? Absolutely not. Anybody that knows me knows if I got it, you got it. But I stopped, in particularly in relationship, in a male-female relationship, I took, because I'm a loyalist and I have a heart, and I don't mind giving into that because it's who I am. This is why I talk about relationships, because it's who I am. So I stopped doing that. And this is why I'm specifically single now. I'm not at a point where I need to or want to be in a relationship, because I'm building myself. Now, when that time comes, I have no idea when it'll be. I have no idea. And I'm not even looking for it. So I'm cool with that, because I'm channeling all my attention back into myself. Am I selfish? No, absolutely not. I'm just taking care of me. I'm putting me first. And it's okay to do that. It doesn't mean that you're neglecting everybody else, that you don't care anymore. Some people may tell you, well, you don't talk to me no more. You don't text me anymore. We don't hang out like we used to. No, we don't. And we're not going to. And you have to be okay with that. People are going to talk regardless. People are going to always tell you what you need to be doing or what you should be doing. But you got to make the decision, this is what I need to do for me. And you got to be okay with that, because nobody can do you but you. Nobody can be you but you. So if you're especially if you're just starting the relationship out, and I say it all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it, as my daddy used to say till I'm blue in the face, I'm going to keep slow down, pump your brakes, and drive with the emergency brake on. Don't dive into the relationship head first. All these extra feelings and emotions, let that be what it is. Keep your eyes open, keep your ear, and listen. Listen, learn, and laugh. Let that be the formula. Listen, learn, and laugh. So if it winds up going further, then cool. If it doesn't, then cool. Then you're not left, because here's what happens, especially for those who are not getting it back like you give. If the relationship does not last, and it happens a lot, and it's okay, you will survive, I promise you. It may not look like it right now, but I promise you will. What happens is you give, figuratively speaking, 4 chambers of your heart, right? You give 3.5 to the other person, and you've only got half left to yourself. You've given so much of yourself to that other person and to that relationship. Now that it's over, you're shattered, because and it's almost like you don't have enough of you left to figure out who you are, because you've given everything over that way. So here's something that I do now. I've got them same 4 chambers just like you got, all right? 3 of those are for me. The other one that's open, I still control the valve. I determine what comes in, what comes out. And that's the way it is. And I'm cool with that. I'm okay with it, because I am not going to give so much of myself that I lose who I actually am. Have I done that before? Absolutely. And a whole lot of people have. So I want you to be in a position to where you can make a wise, intelligent decision without being so emotional. Because again, if you give all of yourself into this and it does not work, or it doesn't turn out the way you expected, then you're at a loss. And people go into depressions, they go into a funk, and it's difficult for you to come out of that. You go into a rut, and it's difficult for you to come out of that. So back all of that up. If what you're doing is not being reciprocated, and the other person is doing the majority of the taking, it's again, are they willing to sacrifice for you? Are they willing to serve you or do for you as you do for them? Are they available like you're available? Do they give like you give? And if not, you need to check it. I can't tell you how to do that because I don't know you and I don't know the other person. But you need to check it. You need to have a conversation about it. It is okay to do that. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're selfish. That's not what this is. I'm just giving you some ideas or some things to look at to help you understand if you're dealing with the person that is doing the receiving of what you give. As I said before, the recipient of the reciprocal. If that's who that is, then these are some things that you look at to determine this is what's actually happening. This is what's going on. Again, I am Price McKinney. This is Simply Put. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Simply Put with Price McKinney. Follow me on Instagram, Simply Put PM. I am now happy to say that I am on TikTok as well, Simply Put PMAC. And most importantly, if you have not, go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Price McKinney Simply Put. And as I've said before, I am not an expert. I just simply know what I know, and I'll see you soon.